Cool.
First of all, congratulations to the start
Yeah.
of 2019, mate.
Yeah,
It
no
couldn't have
problem.
went better, could it?
Yeah, good start for us. So, I mean, that's how you want to start the year, isn't it? With 3 wins. So, yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah. Kai's one was a close fight. It was like pretty back and forward and a split decision.
Yeah, Kai's fight, you could make arguments both ways, and if he lost the fight, then I wouldn't have been like up in arms about it or anything. But like I said, it could have gone both ways. This time it went our way. If it was close, we were the hometown side, so you expect us to have a little bit of an advantage in that respect, and it went our way. So we're happy with that.
Yeah. Shane, his fight was a real doozy. It was like a
Yeah.
stand up, drag him out sort of.
Yeah, and Shane's fight was probably my favourite fight of the night, to be honest. Probably my favourite night of the whole event. Just there was a whole lot of little things there that were happening that we had practiced that were being, coming to fruition right like in front of my eyes, like a lot of the small subtle things. That style of fighting is the hardest style of fighting, where you're putting on pressure, you're putting a lot of pressure on, and also trying to counter fight at the same time that you're also like leading sometimes. In between that, you're counter fighting. Yeah? Quite often the counter fighter is the person that's hanging back. But Shane's style, he's trying to like counter fight, coming forward, putting pressure on. That's just the style of fight that best suits his physicality. Yeah.
He likes to be in there banging.
He likes to be in there, but there's more to it than just going forward. And you know, I heard the commentator talk about eating punches. Like, nah, no one was eating punches in there. They're only eating punches if you don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, Shane's one of those guys that he's a subtle roll at that last split second there, a subtle tuck and roll the shoulder here, you know, like move the punch over here, push the hand slightly to there. A lot of those punches, like, inevitably when you're fighting that style, the chances for things to go wrong go way up. So you do take the odd shot. But yeah, a lot of subtle things happening there that maybe the average person doesn't know what's going on. But for me, that was the most technical fight of the night and my favourite fight of the night. Yeah.
You saw a lot of growth there.
I saw a lot of growth. I saw a lot of what we practiced, and what we practiced, like I said, were very small things like inches and centimetres. I saw a lot of those things happening in that fight. So with that fight, I was the most pleased.
And then, of course, Izzy was promoted to the main bout of the card with the withdrawal of Whittaker.
Yeah.
So, that was a good thing for him, and more focus on him. If there wasn't enough already, I think there was probably more on that fight anyway.
Yeah, I guess that maybe that's a byproduct of that happening. But like I said, fight week is an adventure. That's 7 days of just an amazing adventure where all kinds of things can happen and all sorts of spanners can get thrown into the works. Sorry. And we just rolled with the punches. So like that happened, and we pretty much just dealt with it, and we had to move on real fast, because when we actually explored the possibility of Robert or Calvin getting injured, and it wasn't the focus of our camp because we had to focus on Anderson Silva, but there was some stuff there that we did that was a backup plan for that happening. What we didn't expect was, obviously no one expects a fight to be pulled that close. Yeah. We were more making preparations for something that happened like 3 or 4 weeks before, or 5 weeks out. Yeah. But we definitely weren't preparing for something that happened like the day before. So we were like, yeah. So we were, I'm going to say, like, we were a little bit ready to step up and fight Calvin, as it turns out, but that's not what the UFC wanted to happen. That's what we put our hand up for. Put our hand up, we said we could step up, and we also said that we could fight 5 rounds instead of the 3, because it was the main event, and the main event's normally 5. But they didn't want to do either of those, so we just fought Anderson as the main event, 3 rounds. Yeah.
So the fight itself, did it go pretty much as you'd scripted, or is it too, both fighters are hard to script? I guess.
Yeah. No, like I had several scenarios that could happen, and the way the fight was, the way it went was definitely how I expected it to be. How that fight turned out is like a little bit, for the most part, how I envisioned it turning out. I thought Israel's output would be too much, like he would just do too much, he would land too many shots, he would just be too busy. And I knew Israel couldn't get sucked into any of that gamesmanship, and I knew Anderson's only chance would be to suck Israel into that gamesmanship and land something, and land something big, and there's no way we were going to fall for that. So you could see that dynamic going on. You could see it unfolding in front of I could see it unfolding in front of my eyes. I could see Anderson, exactly what he was trying to do, draw Israel into something and catch him, and I could see Israel doing exactly what we talked about in practice, and that's saying, like, when I'm not doing that. So for the most part it happened how I thought it would happen.
Who did you expect to win out of the Whittaker-Gastelum fight?
No idea. No idea.
Okay.
Just not that much interest in it. No. Really, to be honest. Yeah.
So now that you've got Kelvin, are you happy about that, or would you rather wait it?
Well, we put ourselves in a position where we were fighting for the title next, and nothing was in our way, and that was put in place before anybody even knew about the fight, before even Anderson Silva took the fight. That was all agreed on in the boardroom, in the back rooms. That was all signed, sealed, and delivered. All we knew in our head is we had 15 minutes to get through and to win, and then we were fighting for the title next. No more risk, no more chance of anything going wrong, no more chance of another training camp and an injury, no more chance of whatever, slipping on a banana peel and landing, falling into another punch, whatever it be. We knew that we had eliminated all that risk, and now we were the next into title. Because of what happened, really speaking, now that position is gone, because now we have 25 minutes more risk to partake in that we thought we were eliminating. Now we've got 25 more minutes of risk before we can get to the true title. So it didn't go to plan in that respect, because now we have to contend with that. The only silver lining in all of this is that when Israel wins, if everything goes to plan and he wins, he is considered the champion. So he goes into the fight as a champion, and obviously Robert's a champion, and for the people that don't know, when you're a champion, there's a whole lot of things you get that the challenger doesn't get. Mainly, way more money, pay-per-view points, or a whole lot of other extras that people don't hear about. But so now Israel would have ordinarily gone into the fight as a challenger and had no rights to those things at all. But now he's considered a champion, so that's the silver lining. But it comes at that 25 minutes of extra risk. So it's like, that's why it's a silver lining, because you're like, oh, maybe I'd rather not take that, but it does come with its benefits. But at the end of the day, we have to do it. Like, one more step has been put on our way to that title. We're gonna accomplish this, and then we're gonna sit back and wait for Robert and to heal, and then we're going to have a date, and then we're going to start working on Robert, and that's another puzzle that we have to solve.